Did the zoo make the right call?
The gorilla's behavior was textbook protective behavior for a gorilla. They run around with their kids like that in the wild. The kids know to jump on the back. Any gorilla expert should know that gorilla was not acting violently towards that child.
But Wes, a human child doesn't know to climb on the back, and also a human child doesn't have near the strength of a gorilla child. Look, that should have been death right there for that child. What I just saw should have been the death of that child by accident. Not that it may have been protective behavior, but the sheer strength and the wildness of the behavior of the gorilla is so dangerous to that child.
Absolutely it is, but it doesn't mean that intervention has to involve death. The zoo had two very bad options to choose from: tranquilizing, which would not have been effective immediately, or killing immediately, which is obviously bad for the gorilla. It died. Why was there not a third option? Why was there not a rescue? Why was there not a drilled, trained response by the handlers who know this animal intimately, who work with it hand to hand, day to day, to go in and rescue that child?
Great question. Tom, what do you say to that?
Well, there was actually three things that the emergency response team could act on. One was a signal to bring the troop in. The troop did come in except for the male. The male showed aggression, and then they had to survey their options. As you've already noted, sedation was not an option. When we talk about sedation, it takes up to 20 minutes, and an animal that is agitated, it might not take effect at all. When we talk about the actions of the Cincinnati Zoo, it was the right thing to do. It wasn't something that we ever want to do, but we're trained to make sure that human life is our top priority. When you look at the video, and also videos that haven't been seen by the general public, the child was being thrown around into the water, out of the water. There was only one decision, unfortunately, and it took the life of the male. So
where are these other videos? How come we haven't seen them?
Well, as you heard from Thane Maynard, he talked about the animal going in and out of the water and throwing the child, hitting his head. And the emergency response team had to evaluate. We're talking just minutes to make the decision. If they tried to sedate the animal, after that sedation, that animal has a few minutes before the drug takes effect, and they were fearing that the gorilla would take it out on the child.
I get it. Lisa.
Think about the headlines today.
Yeah, I can imagine.
If we sat back and said, Cincinnati Zoo tried, and the child is dead.
Not just dead, but would have been torn apart in an instant. Now, Lisa, this is your child in there. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm not taking my child to the zoo, so let's start with that.
Of course not.
Okay, and I would also say, let she who has never had a child get away for a second cast the first stone at this mother. I'm not throwing a stone at the mother because I was not a perfect mother, and occasionally my kids would get away from me. Yes, if it comes down to this horrible situation that was created by the zoo because they had an ineffective barrier after inviting children, and you have to shoot the gorilla to save the child, of course that's what you have to do. But let's avoid this situation in the future.
Barrier. Let's look at the barrier in front of the enclosure. There's a little sort of fence and then a 15-foot drop into a moat. Jessica, you were, I think, is Jessica still out there? She wanted to say something about, go ahead, about how the child got into that moat.
Yeah, you know, Dr. Drew, there have been a lot of blame game, right? I mean, people have been pointing the fingers to the mother. We haven't heard from her. We have heard from the zoo, however. People have been saying, how did this kid get in there? Zoo officials have actually been very forthright about this. Right after this happened on Sunday, the zoo director came out and said, we know how the boy got around this. Our barriers are actually secure. But they said that the boy was very deft. He went under the first barrier that's like a rail barrier. He then went through some protective wiring. He went through bushes, he climbed up onto the moat wall, and then dropped more than 10 feet down into the water below. So this was a quick little kid. He's 3 years old.
Motivated.
The zoo director says, look, yeah, you can build barriers. You can't always prevent people from getting around them.